Angie Webb subject. Now this Angie Webb, she is one of the ones that's played an integral role in the hacking of my accounts. Now these people have been hacking into all of my internet accounts as well as my home network that is in the name of my mother. Services that are offered by Xfinity, also known as Comcast. They have broken federal law, state law, international law on more times than I can count. They have accessed every one of our personal accounts, bank accounts, social media accounts, everything. Currently, right now, I don't even have access to my YouTube channel, yet it's still up and YouTube won't take it down. I mean my original channel, not the channel you're viewing this on. A couple weeks back, I had a problem where Walmart wouldn't cash a Walmart money order. And on that day, I came across, within that same time, a woman who was odd, whose behavior seemed out of character. For her story and her behavior didn't match. There were flags all over the place when I first met her. And that woman just happened to be magically in the same area at the same time. And when she seen me, that eye contact that we made, she knew. I knew. Anyway, that woman goes by the name of Angie Webb. Now, all my accounts were hacked again last night. I posted a picture. Some of you might have seen it. Anyway, they're always hacked every day by these same people. All right. So today, this evening, a few minutes ago, I'm going back over my information and shit. And you know how on Facebook, when you change your password and all that stuff and you go to secure your account, it will show you what changes and everything have been made. Well, so anyway, today, someone suggested, or excuse me, somebody who was hacked into my Facebook today, you know they hack into me every day, they liked or followed 2 pages. Now you see this Angie's Consignments liked November 25th, or Angie's Consignments and Creations. Guess who they are both owned and administrated by? Probably the fucking feds. Wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't surprise me. Probably in conjunction with local and state law enforcement. I don't know. I can't say that. What I can say is the Angie Webb girl that I said that was acting really fucking suspicious when I first met her, who is the same Angie Webb who physically was at the gas station pumping gas the day that I had the issue where Walmart wouldn't cash a Walmart money order, is the same Angie Webb that runs both of these pages. If anyone wants a description of the vehicle that she was in on the particular day that I was trying to get the money order cashed, or the tag number, please hit me up. If someone can give me some credible information as to her actual identity, whereabouts, hey, hit me up. I'll pay you for it. I don't care what it is. We'll work something out. Same as I've always offered a reward for any private geographic location information on a list, a long list of people that have been fucking with me for 7 years now. Anyway, so this is what I find when I go to change my shit on Facebook. Angie's Consignments and Creations. Angie's Consignments. Now, you can ask, my mother can attest to this. I've not used the internet today. First off, I did not get up until almost 4 o'clock this afternoon. And the first thing I did after getting up was eat me a fat ass plate of turkey dinner. I didn't even get on the internet at all until late this evening, early night. I can give you a clue too, a hint. If I was on the internet, first off, I would, just because I might have sent a bitch I wanted to fuck, or would conceivably choose to fuck, or possibly would have fucked, a friend request, or accepted a friend request from a said female, that would in no way, shape, or form compel me to ever fucking like some bitch's consignment shop. You know why? Because I don't go to consignment shops. Period. Either virtual consignment shops or actual true fucking brick and mortar fucking buildings consignment shops. And if all we are is fuck buddies, I couldn't trust that I'd bite my tongue enough to keep my mouth shut and not potentially fuck up your business. So I wouldn't have liked the consignment shop that I knew you had anyway. Even if I was trying to help you and support you. Because I have consideration for others, something that you obviously know fucking nothing about. That's why you were so quick to get the hell out of Dodge when you see me at the gas station. Because you knew that I knew. Piece of fucking shit. I'll contain my attitude. There will come a time. There will be a reckoning. There will. But anyway, this is what I see. I see that today, after I just put in a post last night. Man, you motherfucking people. You're so goddamn inconsiderate. Your lack of fucking respect. Your lack of admiration. Your lack of consideration. The gall. The lack of tact. I will happily sacrifice not only myself, but anything or anyone, just so that the world knows how fucking cruel, corrupt, and illegitimate most are. You are real pieces of fucking shit. That's why you're so quick to goddamn always fucking be there to let me know and throw it in my face. Christos, or Christ consciousness. Something that most of you know nothing about. And if you ever wonder, or people like you ever wonder why people ever turn from God, or ever turn away from the church, or ever turn away from any spiritual doctrine, if you want to know why there's them idiots out there that can call themselves a fucking brain fart. If you want to know why people don't believe anymore, that are losing faith, why people are so lost, why? It's people like you. People like you all. Because if there was anything ever even remotely good or credible or admirable or honorable about any of you, you would have stopped fucking 6 years ago when I said something about all of this the first time. The Angie Webbs of this world, they and they represent the majority of the populace. They are why I gave up on the world. They are why I lost all hope in any humanity. It's sad. It's sad that I have to get, after spending a lifetime being beaten, I have to spend my last few days further reiterating the same rant that I've had for 7 years now. If Ed McMahon magically walked up to me today and handed me $1 billion check, you know what I'd do with it? I'd take that $1 billion check and I would devote 100% of it to as many depopulation programs as I could. And the reason I'd do that is because humans you're so fucking beyond lost. And the fact that your ego has you that fucked out of your minds that you all would actually devote resource attacking one of the only truly one of, as in not the only one, but one of the only truly righteous beings on the planet right now. I have devoted 100% of my life in service to others. And for that, you not only push me to the point that I no longer seek to live, that I no longer have hope, that I no longer have reason to be, that I no longer care whether I even exist. Even after you get me to that point, you still throw it in my face just how little you all care for each other or the world around you. And to add further insult to injury, the rest of the population, you all are even worse. Because you all have sat around while they've all done this to me. And not even my own mother was willing to stand up for me. So when I'm able to be in a position where I am able to finalize what I got going on, and I'm able to eliminate those that I already told, I've mentioned it, it's been public, I've not hid any of the information. There are 16 people that are they've already been accounted for. You all have seriously lost your fucking marbles. You know, it don't matter how many times it's put into the air. It doesn't matter how many times people see it. When are you all going to wake up? When are you going to become conscious enough that you acknowledge the fact that I will not be swayed? My resolve cannot be compromised. Greater is He that is in me than he that is in this world. It's just sad that people have to make me do things that I really truly don't want to do. I was not sent here to be a martyr. And that's what you all don't comprehend. You see, when you keep manipulating, as you're doing, you are altering the agenda I was put here to carry out. You are manipulating my will. And as such, it is within my authority to hold you accountable for that violation of my free will. You see, for every action, there is both an equal and opposite reaction. And when you violate someone's will, insofar that it changes their path, they do have the right to hold you accountable for that alteration. I'm sorry that there's those of you that are going to be that naive that you will fall back on your belief structure instead of one that comes from knowledge or wisdom from experience. You'll fall back on that. Well, my preacher, man, he told me that you ain't allowed to say stuff like that, and you ain't allowed to think like that. I'm here to tell you that when I judge you and find you guilty and I put a bullet between your eyes, I can promise you my conscience will not be harmed in one way or another. I can promise you that I will not be punished for doing what needed to be done. And I'm sorry that you've developed a belief structure that has led you to the ideology that you've got now. I wish you all would quit testing my resolve, I really do, but it's obvious 7 years later that you're not going to. That's why it sucks for me. Because every day I get closer to knowing that there's a day that's coming soon that many of you aren't going to be here with us no more. And for what? So that you could be a notch on a belt? You really think that when you sacrifice your children's life for a cause, that is noble? Does you know, I'd love to be a fly on a wall right now and hear a conversation between God and a certain law enforcement officer. And that law enforcement, and God says to that law enforcement officer, well, did you know Heath at the time when you was sitting at his house on his porch when you was about to fuck his life up over something he didn't do? Did you at least wonder if he did it or not? Did you, when he told you, I mean, you knew him, did you have any concerns? And that cop's going to look at God and say, God, I'm sorry, Master. I was just doing what I was told, man. I was about to get, man, they paid me some extra. I got some extra fucking shifts that week. I just did what I was told. So, even though it affected his life like that, you only chose to do it because that's what you were told? And you were willing to? How's that cop going to answer? What's worse, when that cop loses people that he loves for no other reason than they became collateral damage as the result of something a choice he made, and he now has to not only pay his debt for what he did to my life, but he's also held accountable for these actions. What do you think he's going to feel like? And does it even matter? He probably doesn't think. And right now, he's probably whatever, thinking that it's all over and that was in the past, and he probably hasn't given it a thought since that day. I do. Every day. Every time I've looked at his fucking nephew's fucking school pictures. Every time I've looked at his fucking great-grandfather's pictures. Every time I've read a newspaper clipping. Every time I've looked into the phone numbers and the fucking phone records of one of his fucking sisters. Every time I've had to pay someone monies that I really couldn't afford to buy information that I really couldn't afford, I think about it. And although people like me try to pursue alternate ways of dealing with the world and alternate ways of handling society, you all just won't quit fucking poking us with sticks. Angie Webb, or whatever I know that's not your actual name, because we all know you're just a fucking actress. And if you're not just a fucking actress, then it's awfully fucking funny the way you just keep popping up like a little figment, like a little element into a fucking in a picture of something, which I find that highly unlikely. And coincidences do not exist, people. Coincidences are fucking, that's a myth. Things don't just happen. Things happen for a reason. I guess I'm scared most that I'm that you all are making me get to a point where I'm going to have to show you some things that you really don't want to see, and I really don't want to show you. I don't want you all knowing what I'm capable of. I really don't. I don't like being pushed in a direction where I perceive that the only option is to show you what I'm capable of. I would rather just love the world and love nature and love everything around me and do nothing but be a sincere representation of pure love. You see, I know that tomorrow, just like today, it's going to go bad for me. It's hard enough to have that on my conscience. To know that I was put here to live an existence that 90% of you don't have the stomach for it. And that's why I was put here, to live that existence. It's hard enough to live and walk around in hell and yet still be an example of love. That in itself is a feat that is like no other. I'm sure I've not been the best example all of the time that I could have been, but I've really tried my fucking hardest to never let anything or anyone down, ever. I've always tried to accommodate everyone and everything. And you all have made it fucking really hard lately. Although I try and I struggle to stay in a frame of mind where you all do not get hurt and you all are afforded an opportunity to learn. I don't hold any of you in high enough regard to not sacrifice you if need be. What I'm saying is, if you used my fork, if you drank out of my favorite cup, it would not bother me in the least bit to rip every fucking inch of skin off your fucking body and feed it to you. I actively make the choice to not align myself with those frequencies. I actively make the choice to represent love and be a steward of the earth around my feet. That's why even right now, even though it's winter, even though I'm cold, if you look, you'll notice my feet. You'll notice them calluses. You'll notice the fact that I could go out right now and step and crush a motherfucking beer bottle without even so much as a fucking hint of pain. The reason that is because I walk a tough ass fucking road. All I've ever sought is the same I seek now. Work with me, not against me. And for those of you that work against me, you need to do a better job hiding. You need to do a better job covering your tracks. Because I won't lose no sleep to make examples out of you. I won't lose no sleep to remove you during this particular incarnation. I will not bat an eye to do so. I don't care if I have to go suck 100 dicks to get enough money to go pay some fucking diseased fucking Guatemalan fucking transvestite to rape your fucking daughter. I don't care what length I have to go through to hold you accountable for your actions. You all do not know who or what I am. Sui generis. We are all undefinable. We are all unique. And until such time as you can accurately know and name yourself, it would behoove you to not perceive that you have the capacity for the knowledge that it would take to know and name me. I've been tested, as I will be again. And the majority of you that might hear this live stream or see me out on the street today, you're not in a position to test me. It would make a lot more sense for you to stop trying. If I had to poison the water supply of the entire state just to be sure I disrupted one person's travel on one road just for no other reason than to be more convenient for me on my travel down one road, I would do it. I actively devote the bulk of my resource, both mental and physical, to trying to help. That is why I'm here. That, and to show you that there is another way. The reason I get to show you that there's another way is because myself and people like me, we walk a path that you pussy ass motherfuckers could not ever in your wildest dreams even remotely walk near, let alone down. I bet the first time one of you motherfuckers were age 6 and raped by a fucking 300-pound dude, you'd probably fucking, I don't know if you would live through that. How would you, or the first time you were age 7 and shot yourself, how'd that work for you? You can't go through it. You know why? I don't. I do know that you can't. And I do know that you needed to see a motherfucker go through it so that you would understand, hey, I'm not going to do that. I can definitely not make it through what that boy did. That's right. See, it was always known that you fuckers would need help. And that's why you got me. And I get to go through the fucking bullshit that you can't stomach. You're supposed to use that as a fucking example, and you're supposed to make changes that result in you having a better opportunity to be in a position that you don't have to go through shit like that. Because if you're given the chance to walk in my shoes, you couldn't. It would kill you. It would kill you. I laid in the hospital for 2 weeks with type 2 MRSA after going septic. A doctor come in with a damn jetpack on his back. Blow out fucking pieces of fucking infection 7-8 inches long, the size of my pinky. I'm sitting there looking in a hole in my leg that went all the way through, and all I see is this black thing in there, and I pointed out to the doctor. I was like, look, what's that black thing? Is that the infection? And the doctor's laughing and shit. They're like, no, that's your femoral artery and shit. No. Yeah, no, true story. True story. That was as a result of getting thrown out of a car going 40 miles an hour when some black drug dealer really thought that I would let them screw me over $5. You're not supposed to hear stuff like this. You're not supposed to know stuff like this. You're supposed to go through life and be shown ways in which you can improve your life, improve the world around you. And in doing so, you are passing on data. It is what you were brought here to do. You are a seed. Every fucking one of us starts out as a seed. Hence the emphasis of the mustard seed. Have you seen one? It's tiny. I mean, it's really tiny. That little bitty tiny seed ultimately creates an entire world. As within, so without. As above, so below. That little bitty seed contains data, right? That data that it contains is enough that it ignites life. Okay? So pretty soon this little seed pops open, right? Now 2 cotyledons form. That data that seed first had, it told it that it needed to pop out these 2 little cotyledons, which are leaves, and it would allow it to eat, and it would allow it to carry on enough life processes to get it through till it could stand on its own 2 feet. So a couple days later, this little seed that's been popped open with these little cotyledons and shit, and it's getting this little fucking thing going up down in the soil, right? That's because it knows that it don't have much data left. And that little bit it's got left, it's got to form a taproot. It's got to be able to stand on its own. And then all of a sudden, the most miraculous thing happens. This little bitty fucking 1/4 inch fucking tall plant becomes aware. And all of a sudden, everything that it takes in the world around it matters. You are what you eat. That means everything that you take in, is going to develop you into whom and what you are going to become. For one purpose. You're a seed. So over a few days, little plant, now all of a sudden, hey, I got some light. I don't know what that light shit is, but it feels good. Shit. Oh, look, I got pretty colors. Because with that light, now all of a sudden, we got chlorophyll. We got green. We got color. Hue. Human. And that color is an indicator of life. The things that you don't have access to, that you require, those are going to be provided for you along your trip here as you're becoming a good little seed. So little plant, it's still got its little cotyledons, its little taproot and shit. It's responding nicely to the light. It likes the fact that it's got color now. It's aware now. And it gets some water from above. The heavens above bestowed upon that little plant nutrients, fluids. It hydrated that plant. You consist of carbon, carbohydrate. Carbohydrate. When you hydrate carbon, carbohydrate. So think about some of the foods that you consume. Well, I like that. I'm into that low carbohydrate, high protein diet. Probably the opposite of what you should be into, but whatever. I digress. The little seed didn't have to do nothing to get that water. It was provided for it because something else knew. Now sometimes you ever go in a grocery store and you'll notice that there are what they refer to as, when you're looking at peppers, there are some that are tamed, meaning they are mild or less hot than others. Do you ever wonder what makes a hot pepper as opposed to, let's say I've got 2 jalapenos. One is really hot. The other one's mild. Why? Is there a difference, and how did it get to be there? Because the things that know, just like the things that provide for that little plant its water, because they know it needs it, they also know that that little plant likes some water more than it likes others. And in an effort to ensure that plant has a wide palate, a well-rounded palate, meaning it has a taste for other things, meaning to promote that plant in having an open mind, that plant's given a diversified set of compounds in both its water and in the soil it grows out of. Okay. More importantly, more specifically to the point, when there's more iron in the soil, you have a hotter pepper. But I do digress even further, because all this is stuff that, if you all have ever worked with me rather than against me, these are all things you would already know. Most people spend a lifetime devoted to self. I've spent a lifetime devoted in service to others. Hence, myself hasn't really ever mattered. It still doesn't matter. That's my purpose. I try to just take in some of the things that happen, and I just disregard them. Like if you're sitting here in the same room with me and I watch you steal something from me, it sucks. It sucks. I take it. I put up with it. I'll keep taking it, because I'm not going to let it I'm not going to let it alter my course. But once you become knowledgeable that I am in fact knowledgeable, and you still keep doing it, it's like I feel like you're tempting me and testing me, and we don't have enough time to play games, people. I could tell you that Corona is not real. Oh yes, there is a coronal event being carried out. Yes, the corona is a mask, meaning it is being used to mask something. I shouldn't be spending my time or other resources coming up with creative distractions to stop me from just being a serial killer. I shouldn't even have to have those kinds of thoughts. I shouldn't be having to walk to a Walmart and explain to a boy because I see anyway, I recognized 3 of my tails when I was at the Walmart, and I shouldn't have to spend the next 20 minutes explaining to a boy about making ammo with shit from the Walmart shelves. If any one of you, because it's a smack in the face, it means you've not done your homework. The fact that I spotted that Angie Webb pumping gas at the gas station, that fact alone is a smack in the face. It means that you don't know the first thing about me. Because if you did, then you would know that I'm already looking for that kind of thing. Just the same reason I'm wondering what the dog's doing with the blanket right now. You treat me like I'm stupid. Anyway, my time's short. I'm not going to be here that much more. And I'm going to stay on task with what time I got left. Some of you, though, you're not going to be here much more either. That's just a fact. Because unfortunately, it is at a point where there have to be examples made, and some of you, you just didn't listen. So you're going to be used as an example. I'm sorry for that. And I know I'm sorry that there's some of you that are good, that you're sitting there laughing right now, and you're bouncing your leg and you're scratching your head and you're thinking, he only don't know this, don't. You think that you're going to somehow stop something that's already been accomplished. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Good luck with that. I said my contingency plans have contingency plans, and you didn't listen. I'm sorry for that. The rest of you, please try to work with me, not against me. If I'm actually that detestable, and if you just can't tolerate me, leave me be. I will leave you be. No harm, no foul, you know. I would really rather love everyone and devote the entirety of my life to helping one another. It's getting to where that's impossible. That's why I spend so much time doing creative ways to fucking further fuck up my body just to prove a point. I wish I didn't have to waste away for you all to see what you've done to me. I wish I mattered enough to the world that it wouldn't watch me waste away and die for nothing. I wish my child, both of my children actually, but mainly my daughter, I wish my daughter knew how bad it broke my heart when her mother fucking lied to me back when I talked to her y'all in the spring. I wish my own mother knew that when I tell her she's going to see my death, she comprehended that she's just that. I wish when I told someone else that the 16 people here locally weren't going to make it, I wish they knew that they're not. Living, representing, and trying to give others the benefit of truth is a hard fucking ass calling. You know what it's like to walk into a church full of people and tell them that, hey, I know your heart's in the right place here, ladies and gentlemen, but unfortunately, if you think you're Christian, you're full of fucking shit. Because if you were truly Christian, you wouldn't be living exactly the opposite of how Christ instructed you. You know how uncomfortable of a feeling you get when you do that? And some of them, depending on what denomination, they get really mad and they do really mean things to you. I can't do nothing about a lot of that. All I can do is discern from fiction, from fact, discern the truth from everything else and try to share it with the world in a way that it can comprehend it. And the truth usually literally scares the fuck out of most people. And that's why they run from it. I can't run. There would be nothing I could run to. Because I was born in shit and hell for reasons that are beyond the comprehension of myself usually, and I know most of the people around me. I don't know where do you go with that, man? It's, you know, it's a little bit taxing to put up with the perceived obstacles that some of you think you're putting in my way. How many hard drives do I have on me right now that more than prove everything right now that I'm talking about? That's just for shits and giggles. I want to see how many. Here's one right here. There's one. Now, you know what it's like to walk around with 20 pounds worth of hard drives 7 days a week, and to know that you've got another 60 pounds worth of hard drives buried in your yard, and you're having to fucking deal with the upkeep of all this shit? Wait, where's the rest of them? There's... Oh, that's the wrong machine. We've got, how is that one? Now we've got, no, there's two more. There's two more. There's more. And keeping in mind that everything that I have, I've left in plain and easy viewable sight, right? Now, I'm trying to find that specific one. Oh, it's in the box. Never mind, it's in the plastic tote, in the little plastic tote. But anyway, on top of the storage, physical, logical storage, I've also got to upkeep the mental storage of it all as well. I don't normally bitch about it. I do my job and shut the fuck up. I shouldn't have to feel like I'm wasting my time. I shouldn't have to feel like you're not worth my time. I shouldn't have to feel like killing you rather than helping you. It's not fair that you all make me question the fact that I allow you to exist. I do say allow to exist because the truth of the matter is, if you could have killed me, I would already be dead. I wouldn't be alive right now. And the fact that I am alive right now should be an indicator to at least some of you that maybe I'm a force that you should in fact be reckoning with rather than pissing off. What kind of war would it start in my local town when they know that their fucking one of their judges is a pedophile? When they know that two others of them are cokeheads? What kind of war is it going to start when it realizes that not only am I telling the truth, but I was telling the truth all the other times too? So all that bullshit and lies and crap that you all have used throughout my life to hurt me, you were wrong in the beginning. You were wrong then. You were wrong throughout my life. You're wrong now. It's a lot easier to make amends with someone while you have an opportunity to make amends with them. You know? Things could even get to the point when you no longer have the opportunity to make amends with them. And when that time's reached, your opportunity's gone, so what do you do then? Then you're just left with being held accountable for something that you could have done differently. You could have fixed it, or could have at least made a better effort. I'm being judged every day. I'm always judged. We all are. Well, with that, folks, I'm going to get off here. I don't really have a reason to stream anymore tonight. I mean, I don't have enough drugs, alcohol, or firearms to fucking get me through the night as it is, and I don't know. And let me leave you all with some, let's see here. Let's see. Let me go back to display capture. We'll just go through one other thing just because we're about to end the stream. Let's see if it, let me go backwards one page. Ah, it won't. Okay. Oh, they're not going to let me. It's funny. See your profile. Yes. Oh. No. It's want me to re-enter data or some bullshit. Okay. It's going to let me in there now? Yes. Oh, wow. Surprising. Definitely surprising. No, I am going to end this stream because just like I'm saying right now about the Angie Webb, I mean, there's going to be those of you right now that you still don't believe and you're not going to comprehend it. And I want to live, but as long as I'm in a world full of people that are like most of you, that's not a world I want to live in. And people say they want change, but the truth is they want the world to change to better accommodate their desire for change. And the problem with that mindset is that if you're not willing to be change is impossible. And thus far, I see no indicator that change is possible. And I'm just not really willing to keep suffering for lack of fucking I don't like knowing what I know, and I don't like knowing that nobody gives a fuck that I know what I know. I'd rather be dead than live on this earth, even with the knowledge that most of you live on this earth. And I hate knowing that even though I'm devoting my life to trying to change this world and the people in it, that most of you care so little that you're instead going to be factors in my demise rather than my fucking I don't like knowing that if I called Loudoun County right now, Loudoun County Jail right now, they probably wouldn't tell me that a certain person is an inmate. I don't like the fact that makes stuff that other people say bullshit. I don't like knowing that the bullshit you motherfuckers have given me leads to nothing but more bullshit. And I don't like knowing that I'm willing and more than ready to hold the entire world accountable for the actions of a few of you. I don't like knowing that I would rather have a bullet put in the back of my head than spend 2 minutes in a room with any of you. I don't like knowing that I've just made at least some of you all know that, and it won't change anything. I don't like knowing that most of you know that I know that and still don't even give a fuck. And until such time as I am able to ascertain at least some fucking feeling that, but never mind. I'm gonna further waste resource. Do what you do.